right? Moulamein is the oldest town in the Riverina. It's been here since 1850. The name of Moulamein itself means the meeting of the rivers. The Billabong Creek, where it runs into the Edwards River. In the early 1900s, there was 2 hotels, the churches. It was really flourishing. But now, it's because of the last 10, 12 years, the drought years, there was no wheat crops, no rice crops, nothing. But now, things are beginning to look up, but the town has suffered, really.
Well, this is what very bored rice farmers do in a drought. Back in '02, run out of work, so I decided to tidy the place up and started rebuilding our old mailbox, which used to weigh about 400 kilo, now weighs about 3 tonne. It's family heirloom, I suppose, and that's the finished product. There's a lot of hours in it, but it's just fair time as you get when you run out of water.
Change is something that happens all the time ever since we came here, but the most dramatic change certainly has been our recent drought sequence, which has been the toughest run of years in a generation or more. On top of the drought, we've also had to contend with the government's water buybacks in our district. About 20% of the water has left our district, and with that about 20% of our farming population has also left. It is difficult, but the other side of that coin is this is the future, and so we better make the best of it, because we can't see any way there will be a sudden injection of population back into our district to help us out. So we have to do what we can with what we've got. I believe the Moulamein community is significantly stronger post-drought than they were pre-drought. They've come together and started some fantastic initiatives to help everyone get through the drought.
You forget how visually drought is draining. I mean, it's draining financially, but visually it's really, really draining. And because you're looking at things that are very bleak, I think in your mind then you really want to change that vision somehow, that you can look at something that's really positive. And I think that's where the art came into it, that people were so sick of what they had to look out their kitchen window when they were doing the dishes, you know, the basic day-to-day, or going out to feed the dogs or to hang the washing out on the line, was just a very bleak, very, very dull opening to the day. But then they could go inside and think, oh, what can I paint? You know, how can I change my vision? And I think everybody's just slowly become aware how important that art and social interaction is, whether it be male, female, young, old. And just an example with the school behind us, we've got, you know, primary school children that are involved in the art gallery, and that's what we really want to nurture and make sure that becomes part of the community.
Back in the drought, a lot of farmers having a lot of financial stress and stuff, and a few of us got together and started up the men's shed, and it's all good for people to have somewhere to go when they're stressing a bit. And in the bush, you've got to get off your arse and make something happen, or it won't happen for you. You haven't got all the infrastructure that the city people have, and you've got to make your own fun and make your own everything, really. And you get, say, 40 blokes together, you can soon sort out a few problems. We mill red gum timber and build tables, and we have wood turning lathes, and we've got the men's shed band. It's firing up very well. And we draw a bit of talent out of the local community.
1, 2, 3, 4.
I came to Moulamein about 5 years ago and I just loved it. Trees, rivers, small town, beautiful. I thought of the idea of the dunnies and I approached Rick and said, did he mind if I did it? And he said, no, it'd be great. So I went home and thought about it, and I don't know if you noticed, but Rick's yard isn't always tidy. Always had cars and shit everywhere. So I did a little sketch and with cars here and there and stacked on top of each other. And when I do something like this, it's a gift back to the community, and they all enjoy it, and it helps the town. And it improves my facilities. If we get more people here, it improves my life as well as everybody else's.
We're in the Moulamein Lake, man-made, built in the 1960s for recreation purposes. And then in 2005, the drought started setting in. We had to ban skiing because it was too shallow. We dug a hole out here, it's 4 hectares by 2.5 metres deep, right out here. So it's about 5 metres of water in front of us there. We did the banks up. We still had to get rid of dirt, so we built Mount Moulamein to our left here. You'll see that. It's Mount Moulamein holds 20 or 30,000 metres of dirt. The quickest way to shift dirt is from the hole as close as you can. So we did the banks up, built Mount Moulamein. It's a very popular place. We've now built a new barbecue area, shelters, and a sort of little oasis in the middle of our desert. Hang on. Someone's got to do it.
I love my sport. I've played sport all my life. Probably played too much sport and not enough study. But if we can keep clubs going, I mean, it's more so in tough times because people can come in and enjoy the company of the other people. But all these sports and all the clubs, we're just getting short of members. That's the trouble. And some people are probably involved in half a dozen of the clubs in town.
While the drought was so severe, you just saw, like in the shop where I work, you know, you see the same people come in every day. And you could just see this slow depreciation of enthusiasm towards just everyday life. And I think that's what you know, events like the races or a win at football. It really just perks everybody up. And I think it's really important that we keep these things going, because without them, you know, it's just back to the grind.
Within the Moulamein community and the people that have been so involved in some of the programs that have taken the community through the drought have a real sense of that spirit of place. They're able to harness what is Moulamein, what they want for the future, what they see are the good things, and even be able to review some of the things that perhaps need improving. But they've taken opportunities from the drought and the assistance that's been given during the drought and turn that into something very positive. And I think that having that spirit of place and an understanding of that is what's made Moulamein able to come through the other end of a drought with still such a positive vision of where they'd like to be.
Everyone works hard to support each other, and people are so resilient. You know, they hang in there, and it will rain one day, we keep saying, and it did. So I think it's just a matter of people supporting each other, and that seems to happen hugely in little rural towns.
Oh, it's not going to be easy for a while now, but I think the whole country's going to come good. I mean, well, there's nobody like the Australian cock. He's the biggest gambler in the world, I think. Because if he gets hit on the head with a raindrop, his wallet flies open. He just keeps the country going. But I think it'll turn around.
My kids want to get out of town as quick as they can, especially my young bloke. No one's coming back on the farm, which is a shame. They're all off 3 out of 4 at uni, just looking for a better life out of this town. They might come back. They might realise it's not a bad little place. But I love this little town too much. I'll be here, I will say at the moment, till I die. I might change my mind, but what more do you need in life? You've got friends, fish in the creek, yabbies in my channels, beer in my fridge and mates in town. That's all you need in life.